Everybody want to rock into Loveland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready for some love, Buzz?
It's hard to separate it from sex, you know.
We are the people that brought love into the world. Everyone loves to share their stories with us on this Love Week.
Oh, just do it, man.
This is the Jonathan Brandmeier Showcast.
This is Brandmeier.
84% of women polled said they really fantasize about just some stranger, some hunk, coming up to them and saying, let's just do it and move on. So, Linda, you do fantasize about that?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever done it?
Sure.
And you've gone off and had a fabulous experience?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was the experience?
Just met somebody on vacation.
Where?
Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, señorita. Would you like to buy some diamonds? Or would you like to come into my pants and see what is hiding in the bushes for you?
Is that what he said, Linda?
No, he didn't.
I'm a hot-blooded babe, and they call me Pumpkin Crotch.
I'm Dr. Love Bug. I'm Dr. Love Bug. I'm Dr. Love Bug. And you can call me anytime.
I used to love her, but I had to kill her. I used to love her, ooh yeah, but I had to kill her.
Hey, this is the lovely music of Richard Cheese right up in here. Richard Cheese, what's coming up on this here showcast, baby? Richard Cheese, the interview, very delightful. Had some things to say. A Larry Flynt moment. Larry Flynt has passed away, the hustler magnate. He has passed away. Is it magnate? And, Buzz, you're not going to believe this. The Larry Flynt thing you're going to hear in this showcast, it was historical at the moment. And everyone wanted that tape of Larry Flynt on with us. Everyone wanted it.
I don't even remember it.
Well, wait, that's what I'm saying. When you hear it, you're going to go, what in the hell? Oh, you're going to enjoy it. And, of course, our salute to the late. Recently passed away another guy this week, Leon Spinks. Leon Spinks. Man, oh, man, he was something else. He was something else.
I mean, we spent a lot of time with Leon. And at no time was I ever reminded, while being with him, that he actually beat Muhammad Ali in the ring.
Yeah, he's great. You're going to hear all that. You're going to hear how it led up to us getting him a job, finding a job, losing a job. It's all up in there. You know how to get us, baby. Brandmeier Show at gmail.com. BrandmeierShow.com for everything else. You know what to do with it. Of course, it's cold out. Everybody's freezing their ass off, but you have to make sure you know how to dress in the cold. And if you don't, of course, you got to go to the news people. They'll tell you how to dress.
Got 2 hats on.
Yep.
3 pair of socks.
Yep.
Plastic under my shoe.
Yep.
Tied up and everything.
Yep.
2 long johns.
Yep.
4 shirts.
Yep.
Coat. Whatever it takes.
Okay. Whatever it takes. You got to wear all that to stay warm. Wait, I need more advice. I'm so stupid. I don't know what to do in cold weather. How do we even cope without you news people?
Keep blankets in your car,
right.
Jumper cable. Keep a cell phone with you at all times for emergency situations. Keep a shovel in your car. Anything that you can to keep warm.
Oh, yeah.
and a gun, maybe.
Yeah, and maybe a shotgun. Well, okay, you could take like a snorkel or waffles or a nail clipper. I mean, how many things can you put in your car?
I don't know, but I just yesterday I bought a portable battery charger.
Yeah, that's good. Got to have that.
When it got cold, when it got really cold suddenly, my car didn't start.
Yeah,
and that was like 24 hours of terror. I mean, I couldn't get anybody to come. It was a nightmare.
So you're talking about you just hook it up and it charges the battery. You move on with your day, right? Yeah.
The guy they sent out did it. I mean, it's like a laptop.
Right.
I said, all I had to do was pop the hood. And I didn't know where the thing was to pop.
Where's the hood? There you go, right there. There's Buzz. That's how much he knows about cars, just like me. If the guy said to me, pop the hood, I'd be going like this. Hold on.
That's right.
I just moving around. Like, what is it? Yeah. Oh, is it under here? Yeah. It's the hood. Okay. But I would act like I knew it.
Well, I used to work at a gas station, and when they came in to check my oil, I pretended to check it because I didn't know where it was.
But the gas station you used to work at, they called it a gas station later on in life, but that's where they would tie their horses up, right?
Well, no, we had horses and we had cars.
You did not.
They coexisted.
No, you didn't. How did you exist in the cold? How did the pioneers exist in the cold without tips from news people to tell us how to handle the cold?
Keep blankets in your car,
Yep.
jumper cable.
Yep.
Keep a cell phone with you
Got
at
that.
all times for emergency situations.
Right.
Keep a shovel in your car. Anything that you can to keep warm.
Right. Wild turkey.
Right.
That's what I would take, just booze.
It was good to see the Bruce Springsteen's drinking tequila.
One shot.
That was sweet.
He's pulled over for drinking after his Jeep commercial. Hey, wait a minute. Hey,
they pulled the commercial.
Yeah, I know. That's, because Jeep doesn't condone Bruce Springsteen having one shot of tequila. He was under the limit. He wasn't liquored up.
He was hammered.
Who told you? Were you there?
He refused
What are you,
to
a
take
cop
it.
or something?
Yeah, I read the stories.
I
He
don't care
refused
what
to
you
take
read.
A breath test.
Do you believe
He was
anything you read
swaying
today? Do you
back
believe
and
anything
forth.
you read today? Anything? I don't. I just believe what I want to believe. So that's fun. That's it.
Well, I want to believe that he was hammered, so.
See, that's good. I believe. You're right. I get it. I totally get it. But, he had a shot at tequila. Springsteen's driving around in Jersey on a cycle. He's driving around. And
I mean, that's the kind of Bruce Springsteen I want to hear about. I mean, the real deal, not some guy in front of the cameras shooting commercials for, cars.
I watched that Bruce Springsteen commercial in the Super Bowl like 3 times. I still don't know exactly what he's saying.
I don't.
But I don't. What am I going to do? I'm just stupid, so what? I don't know. Right? Wait a minute. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about cold. It was cold. Wait a minute. Gilbert Gottfried, how cold was it?
It was so cold, the lawyers had their hands in their own pockets. It was so cold, our words froze in midair, and we had to put them in a frying pan to thaw them out so we could hear what we were talking about.
All right, enough of that, Gilbert.
Boy.
I cannot cope in the cold without help.
With the snow falling, we want to remind you of some important winter survival tips. It's a good idea to make sure you bring your cell phone and a car charger when you leave home now. Experts also recommend you have a first aid kit, flashlight with extra batteries, a knife, shovel, toolkit, tow rope, and booster cables. It also doesn't hurt to have some extra clothes and a blanket or sleeping bag.
All right, dude, where do you think we're going? Huh? Cross country? Put your golf clubs in, your audiobook Tuesdays with Maury, and a bunch of squirrel meat helper, and move on. What else do you need other than hairspray and a compass? Nothing. You just don't need anything else.
I got to make a list. I can't remember all that stuff.
All right, you're writing it down? Snorkel, machete, waffles, nail clippers, wild turkey, chicken wire, golf clubs, box of squirrel meat helper, some helicopter blades, Q-tips, sunscreen, beef jerky, sandbags, spinach, hard-boiled eggs, a bow and arrow, sunglasses, if you can, a director's chair and hairspray. Don't forget the compass. Oh, yeah. Pack us in your truck. Put us in your truck with you, man.
Which you can do.
Yeah, you can. That's right. Anywhere, anytime, on demand. I love it. I love that part of it. You know how to satisfy a woman, Buzz?
No. No, I don't. What do I have to do? What do I have to do?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to caress. You got to praise. You got to pamper. You got to savor. You got to massage her. Compliment, support, tantalize, bathe her. Purr.
You're saying purr? They like it when you purr?
Yeah. Like that. Oh, I love it. Got to shower her. Got to shave her. Got to dip in.
What? Uncle Joe, what are you saying?
Shave her. Dip her, twirl her, straddle her, spoil her. Use Ready Whip to louse her. Resuscitate. teaser, flirt, snoozle, snurfle. Oh, yeah, I just threw it in my own net. You got to scuttle like a crab on the ocean floor of her existence. Hokey pokey, hanky panky, crystal blue persuasion, baby. Swing, slip, slide, slather. Moisturize, humidify, knead, fluff, fold. Oh, flabbergast her, enchant her, idolize her, worship her, and then go back, Jack, and do it again.
Hope you wrote that down.
What?
What about tips for women out there? You've given us some ideas how to satisfy a woman every time, Uncle
Seems
Joe.
like it's easier to satisfy a man. Seems like it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
With a man, you don't need to do any of these smooching, marinating, hugging, basting, coddle 'em, nuzzle 'em, ply 'em, lug 'em, drag 'em, just jack 'em.
That's easy.
You don't even need all your limbs.
No arms, no legs, and some ready wit.
I don't understand the one you said about scuttle like a crab on the ocean floor of her existence.
Just try it. Pretend you're a crab. Climb up in there and see what the diddle doodle does.
Are you all right, Uncle Joe?
Yeah. Can I tell you something about JB, Buzz?
Please.
He only dates girls named Ann. Ann Visible, Ann Inflatable, and Ann Jaw. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. And visible, and inflatable, and job.
I had such a special case of the clap that I was upgraded to a standing ovation.
A standing ovation for you, baby. That's right. I ain't got the clap. I got the applause I need to love you all night long, chlamydia. Give her the clap. And now my love is gone. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Chlamydia, why did you do me like that? Chlamydia, why don't you do me like this? I gotta go. I threw it in my own net.
This is Jonathan Brandmeier.
The doctor is in, Dr. Ruth.
Boredom in the bedroom is the worst. Johnny and Buzz.
That's right.
From now on,
Well,
your message all over Chicago.
No more boring sex.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now. Dr. Ruth, this is the sound of my wife and I making the love. What do you think? Does this sound good?
Wonderful. Close the door.
Okay. She goes, close the door. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with this, aren't we? Michigan man dies after gender reveal cannon explodes. Aren't we done with that? We said we don't. Thank you to Lawrence Ladd who sent me this.
This is new?
Yeah, another one. See what I'm saying? Another one. Thank you, Lawrence. I like his name. I am Lawrence Ladd.
Yeah.
Email brandmeiershow@gmail.com. Michigan man died following explosion occurred at a baby shower in Michigan to reveal the gender of the baby. A small cannon device was fired in the backyard. It blew up, spraying metal shrapnel into an unidentified man who was standing nearby. 3 parked cars in the garage where the baby shower was being held were struck by shrapnel.
Whole neighborhood.
Think about this. You think about it. Yeah. The whole neighborhood gets sprayed by shrapnel because these loons want someone to know what the baby gender is going to be. Knock it off. Yeah. Police said the cannon created a big flash, smoke, and a loud noise, and the gunpowder loaded in the device spread shrapnel all over the area. Knock it off. Nobody cares about the gender of your baby except you. That's it.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, say it loud, say it proud. Nobody cares. Why would someone care what the gender of your baby is?
Only you care.
Right. Just hope you have a healthy baby. And then when it's born, you can say, it's a boy, look. You don't blow a cannon up in someone's ass. Nuts. What's wrong with you people? Just knock it off.
Especially because you just got through reading the tragedies of gender reveal parties. Right. And some guy, well, in Michigan, I guess,
I didn't read it.
Right.
Or you didn't believe it. Right? You didn't believe it. Michigan, let's see if that's on the list. U-Haul's annual migration trends for 2020. How many one-way U-Haul vehicles entered the state versus how many left it in the calendar year of 2020? They list the top 10, let's see, top 10 places.
I am told that in Michigan, the pot dispensary locations put out an incredible product, and people actually go to Michigan to buy their pot.
Wow. In 2020, Tennessee claimed the top spot for the most one-way U-Haul arrivals versus departures for the first time ever. Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Ohio. These are the top 10. Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Ohio. Stop me if you'd go to any one of these places. Tennessee, I'm going to start at the top. Tennessee, I actually thought of going to Nashville. There was a studio there. I actually thought about going to a studio there.
I got nothing against Tennessee. It seems
Nashville's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. It is awesome.
So we would say you'd go to Tennessee.
I'd go to Tennessee.
Tell you what, I'll start at the bottom. 10, Georgia.
I would not go to Georgia under any circumstances.
Sorry, Georgia. I don't know enough about it, but I know enough about it to know I don't want to go there. I don't know why. I just wouldn't want to go there.
There's a lot of reasons.
Okay. Now, you will not be seeing Buzz there anytime soon.
Nope.
North Carolina.
North Carolina is beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I would go there in a hot second.
Nevada.
I like Nevada.
Something
dry heat.
Yeah, but Vegas, you're right there. Vegas is right there. Nevada.
I don't go to Vegas. I don't need Las Vegas.
Nevada. Something about Nevada always seems dangerous to me. Gambling, dead bodies buried all over the desert.
Well, I think it's owned by the organized crime. But it's well organized.
Yeah, well organized.
I mean, it's organized for you to have fun.
They've done a good job.
Yeah.
That's all Buzz is trying to say out there. Tony
right.
No-Nos, believe me.
That's right.
So once again, this is if you're just joining our brain, U-Haul's annual migration trend report. How many U-Haul vehicles they've rented that go into a state and don't come out? That means this is the top 10 places people moved in 2020 to get away from whatever it was they were trying to get away from. Georgia, we said now. North Carolina, beautiful. Nevada. Missouri.
All I know about Missouri is Ozarks.
Yep. They say it's beautiful. My sister lives in Missouri. She likes it. Colorado. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Colorado's
Now you're
fantastic.
talking. Now you're getting into my world. Colorado. Yep. Arizona. Yeah, I lived in Phoenix. I'd move to Arizona in a minute.
Arizona.
And half Chicago lives in Arizona.
Seems that way.
It's unbelievable, Buzz. You go to a bar in Scottsdale in the winter. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Johnny B, what's going on? And this guy's from Chicago. That guy's everybody. It's really everybody. Ohio. Number 4, Ohio on the U-Haul list.
I'm not going to Ohio for say, and I don't even know why.
No. Number 3, yeah, see, I know what you're saying, right? It's like, I'm not going to this place, but I don't really know why I'm not going to it.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that love Ohio.
I'm just not going to Ohio. Ohio. I don't know. Okay. Number 3, Florida. You came from Florida. You love Florida, right?
I do. I mean, I do. It's humid, yes. It's not a dry heat.
Yeah.
But I love Florida.
And by the way, there's a lot of Florida people from Chicago, too. There's no question.
Yeah.
So I think those are because they just want to get into the warm weather. Okay, so Florida's number 3 on the top 10 U-Haul list, places where people moved in 2020. And then Texas, no thank you.
I don't know. There's a lot of Texas. There's a lot of different places in Texas. And I spent a weekend in Victoria, Texas, which is owned by wealthy oil people, and it's right on the coast of the Gulf. I'm telling you, these people, they have too much time on their hands, and they're figuring out how to have as much fun as possible.
Oh, my exes live in Texas. Yeah, I don't know. Something I know people, here's what they say, people who have lived in Texas, Dallas specifically, it's its own country.
Well, it's big.
Right. It's just like, we're Texas, man. We don't care. Come on.
Saturday night,
come on.
Big and bright.
Texas. Yeah. And that's number 2 on the list where they moved the most on a U-Haul. And number 1 we said was Tennessee, no question about that. I wonder why Burbank, Illinois didn't make it. It seemed it would such a
Burbank, Illinois?
Yes, I wonder why not Burbank, California, Burbank, Illinois. They took those ads out and I thought they were working.
There's a place just 12 miles from the Loop, but light years from Chicago. It's called Burbank, Illinois. Burbank is a Tony town where half the residents are named Tony and the other half have been impregnated by one. Spend a day in Burbank and you'll marvel at the caring and compassion of its people. Burbillies who'll stitch you up when you've been stabbed, just to punch you in the head, slam you to the ground, and cut you all over again. Walk the wrong way in sunglasses down Harlem or Cicero Avenues, and you'll hearken back to a time when the retail stores were full of merchandise, not memories. The cops will cuff you, throw you in the meat wagon, and kill your dogs. Burbank is a resilient town, where a runaway's bedroom can be turned into a laboratory faster than you can say methamphetamine. Burbank is a place where trailer trash and pedophilers flourish on the same block. A place where you can send your kid to school for $300, just 240 hours of ear-splitting babysitting, not to mention the money needed to score crank from cops. So this winter, escape the vitality and excitement of the city in magical Burbank. You'll come to play in the snow, but you'll stay for the quality blow in pure Burbank.
Let's get going.
Get your all-new limited edition Jonathan Brandmeier Shit Show merchandise at BrandmeierShow.com.
It's a great package. What a great package.
Coffee mugs.
There were several things I liked about it. One being the coffee cup, the shape of the coffee cup and the color. It says Shit Show on it if you look hard enough.
T-shirts.
The T-shirt I liked.
Face masks.
The mask is the only mask I've tried on that actually will stay on my face. It's a little weird because, you're on it.
You know what looks really weird? On me, it's my eyes under my eyes.
Under your eyes.
Look like I have 4 eyes when I'm wearing the Brandmeier Shit Show, a protective COVID mask.
Get yours now before it's all gone.
BrandmeierShow.com. Just go to that website and then hit merch.
The Shit Show.
The limited edition Shit Show crap.
At BrandmeierShow.com. You're listening to Johnny B.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Leave Johnny B a voicemail at 833-LOON-LINE.
Brandmeier, you smoke pot?
For entertaining, not complaining.
Rock and roll, man.
There is perhaps no natural sound that more completely symbolizes the call of the loon. No doubt the loons were communicating something significant to each other when they gave these calls.
Hey, Johnny. Hey, Buzz. I don't know if you guys heard, but Larry Flynt passed away. This Sunday at sunset, I'll be holding a candlelight vigil and then trying to shoot those candles out with my ejaculate. Rest in peace, Larry Flynt. Thank you for letting me explore the labia majora. Sweeney loves the labia majora.
Larry Flynt is dead. Now, how does Larry Flynt tie into us? I believe it was the most historical moment of the show. And I think people forget with this show, we got a lot of newsy moments. You hear the crazy stuff, but you don't hear some of the stuff that I've been listening to that we've archived. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't know we talked to that guy about that subject. But by the way, should I just tell people, really, if you don't remember who Larry Flynt is, founder of Hustler Magazine, dead at 78, founder and outspoken First Amendment activist, died in his Hollywood Hills home. Exact cause of death, as I'm reading this, was not disclosed. Went on to found Larry Flynt Publications, produced other pornographic magazines that Buzz subscribed to, Barely Legal, and Beaver Hunt.
Nice.
Yeah. And Jimmy Mack subscribes to Blue Balls and Jugs.
Lifetime subscription.
Why not? It's good
Jugs
reading.
is a classic. That's a classic.
Jugs is a classic. Thank you once again, Larry, for that. 1978, Flint was shot and paralyzed from the waist down. in an assassination attempt by serial killer, Joseph Paul Franklin. Flynt launched a brief presidential campaign running against Ronald Reagan in the 1984 election. He was going to run, and he did run. Larry Flynt, the hustler man, ran for the presidency of the United States of America in 1984. And he took out these full-page ads of what he was going to do as president. But let's start there.
So the people know more about why I'm running for the presidency, and then I can answer their questions much better.
Well, I think this is the same thing that we already had. We saw an ad here, the gospel according to Larry Flynt.
Okay, hold on, I'll be clear on this. So he was going to take calls from listeners. That was what we want. Hey, give us a call, lines were going, let's talk to Larry Flynt. But he said, there's no way I'm doing it, taking one call, unless I can read my entire statement. Okay? Now, remember, we were told that if you have a presidential candidate on this show, you have to have everyone else on for the exact same amount of time. That's what we were told.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, all right, so this is Larry Flynt.
So the people know more about why I'm running for the presidency, and then I can answer their questions much better.
Well, I think this is the same thing that we already had. We saw an ad here, the gospel according to Larry Flynt, that will run in major newspapers all over the country, or may have already run, where you announce your presidency?
Yes.
Right. Now, we have underlined and highlighted the important parts, the parts that we want to talk about with you. And I think that would serve the exact same purpose as reading the entire 5-minute thing, because we don't have that much time to begin with.
Well, I have plenty of time.
Well, I was told.
I think everything in it is important, and if you want me to do the interview, I want to read it. If you don't want me to do the interview, then I won't do it.
We'll listen. Go ahead.
I hereby announce my candidacy for the presidency of the United States of America. On February 28th, I will enter the New Hampshire primary as a Republican. I am running as a Republican rather than as a Democrat because I am wealthy, white, pornographic, and like the nuclear-mad cowboy Ronnie Reagan, I have been shot for what I believe in. Every ounce of strength I can muster, both physically and psychologically, will be used courageously and endlessly to remove the massive repressive hand of government, the ruling class, from the crotch of the American people.
From the crotch of the American people. Larry Flynt. Now, do you recall what the Vicki Morgan sex tapes were?
No.
I didn't either. That's why you have Google. Like, just Google it up and go, wait a minute. This videotapes from Vicki Morgan showing the late presidential confidant Alfred Bloomingdale, his longtime mistress Vicki Morgan, with 2 Reagan administration appointees and a congressman participating in several sex parties.
Oh, fabulous.
Guess who had the tapes?
Larry?
Larry Flynt. And he goes on in detail to tell us what he has. Now I'm getting nervous. Here it is, Larry Flynt, Part 2.
Now, how does somebody like Larry Flynt obtain tapes like this that could cause so much trouble for so many people?
Well, everybody's got their price. And I've laid out over $25 million in just the last few weeks for various information, including the Vicki Morgan sex tapes, which I have in my possession.
A lot of people saying you don't even have tapes like that.
One tape has Nelson Rockefeller and Vicki Morgan. And
Nelson Rockefeller and Vicki Morgan?
Yeah, one girl's got on a strap-on dildo giving it from Nelson to Nelson from behind. And,
Nelson Rockefeller getting it from behind, not from Vicki Morgan, but from somebody else.
Yeah, from another girl, my source in the tapes. Okay. And then the other one is Ronnie Reagan, Same thing's happening to him.
Wait,
and that's pornographic.
Hold on a second. Not only do the Vicki Morgan tapes include Nelson Rockefeller getting it, as you say, from your source, the girl, but Ronald Reagan is in the Vicki Morgan tapes?
Of course.
Has anyone ever seen the Vicki Morgan tapes other than yourself?
Oh, yes. Certain people have seen them, but not the media. And the reason why I'm not letting the media see them is because these are going to be my commercials for the presidency in New Hampshire in February. Because if I'm going to topple the Reagan administration, I'm not going to give them time to regroup. I'm going to do it when it will be the most devastating.
You are going to run Ronald Reagan in a... What kind of position is Ronald Reagan in these Vicky Morgan tapes?
Well, they're all wearing bondage clothes. And
Ronald Reagan in bondage.
Has got a whip in one scene, looks like a cat of nine tails, and he's beating this girl with it. And I said in the other scene, this girl's got a strap-on dildo and screwing him in the ass.
You are going to use these as a commercial? You're going to put these on television? Is that what?
Certainly am, and television has to run them because I'm a bona fide political candidate. And Congress passed a law in 1934 stating that you cannot censor political commercials.
Do you recall your feelings listening to that? Do you recall?
I sort of do. I sort of do.
Do you know
that? And I'm a complete Larry Flynt fan. I think he was a visionary. I think he was a civil rights activist. I believe in what he was doing.
Okay, listen to me. I don't care what he was doing now, what he was doing then. I'm trying to figure out what we were doing. I'm not supposed to cut a political candidate, or am I? But I know what he's saying is, oh, my God. And I can imagine people listening at that time driving off the road going, did you just hear what he said? Ronald Reagan's got a cattail, and he's got a dildo. He's getting what the hell?
What would you pay to see that?
I ran down to picture where we are now. We're in the John Hancock building. You're down the hall. I'm in the middle. Greg Salk in the office way down there. I'm running down to the office. I go, I don't know what to do. What should I do? I don't know. He's like, get him off. I'm going, okay. The commercial, we broke for a commercial. We came back, and I put him back on.
Because that's who you are.
Yeah, because I go, wait a minute. At least I asked. I'm not going to stop this.
No.
Because, I can go under the guise of, as he said, you heard Larry Flynt himself say, he said, clearly, TV has to run my ad because I'm a bona fide political candidate. So I thought, that's good enough for me.
Can't censor him.
Right. So,
and he knows it.
The interview is so long, and somewhere down the line we'll play like this thing, this whole thing. But right now, you get the gist of what's happening. Larry Flynt is on as a candidate. He's saying all these things about the Vicky Morgan tapes. And let me just give you a little bit more background on the Vicky Morgan tapes, because the apology and the listeners and the people all over the country wanting this tape, that's coming next. All of a sudden, I didn't know what I had in my hands. So, Vicky Morgan was this little sex mistress. She claimed she was a sex therapist for Alfred Bloomingdale, the head of Bloomingdale's. Testified that she often watched as other women stripped, let Bloomingdale bind them with neckties, and then crawled on the floor as he rode on their backs and beat them while he drooled.
Boy, there's the therapy.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I told you that earlier, man. Drool on him.
She was 30 when she died. She met this dude named Marvin Pancost, and he killed her. He killed Vicky Morgan. They say she was killed to protect those people in her tape. Because I can tell you one thing, but I don't know about you, but I guarantee you nobody's running that Larry Flynt ad with Ronald Reagan in cattails getting beat.
No.
Okay, back to Larry Flynt discussion. Here it goes with the call. Once you get the listeners in on it, they hear things we don't hear.
Yeah, I was listening to, your general manager yesterday.
Oh, boy.
On the loop.
Great.
And I don't know if it's the general manager or...
Is his name Jim DeCastro?
Yeah, right.
There you go.
And he apologized for Jonathan Brandmeier. And he said he said it'll never happen again on this radio station.
Oh, yeah?
That's what he said.
I want Larry Flynt on tomorrow morning. Hey, what exact? Can you give it to me?
Exactly. It was right around that. He said he would never have it on again. Nothing like that would ever happen again on your radio station. And he said he was sorry for any inconvenience that the public had.
Oh, man. I think it must have been on tape. Did it sound to you like it was on tape, or wouldn't you have known?
No, I really couldn't tell, but it sounded live.
Oh, hey, I've got it. I found it.
Hey.
I found it. Okay, let's listen up.
Okay.
Okay, this is what you guys... It's only 19 seconds long. Listen.
Hold on. Hello, this is Jim DeCastro, General Manager of WLUP Radio. And I would like to apologize on behalf of this station for any embarrassment caused to listeners for what occurred on Jonathan Brandmeier's show on Thursday, October 27th. I can assure you that this kind of interview will never occur again on this radio station. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, is that funny?
Yeah, I didn't think that the interview was that bad. Now, listen to this. He didn't even say in the apology what the interview was. Now everybody's going to be going, yeah. What the heck's the interview? What did he say?
Hello, this is Jim DeCastro,
Hi.
General Manager of WLUP Radio.
Yeah.
And I would like to apologize on behalf of this station for any embarrassment caused to listeners for what occurred on Jonathan Brandmeier's show on Thursday, October 27th.
Okay.
I can assure you that this kind of interview will never occur again on this radio station. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This kind of interview. What kind?
Yes. See, now, at one moment, when you hear our boss at the time, Mr. DeCastro, go on and make that apology, I have other calls where they're saying, John, he's playing it every 15 minutes. And then I remember everybody asking me for the tape. Everybody. National magazines, national television, give me the tapes. We want the tapes. We want to hear what he did. And instead...
Now apologize!
Jimmy had to go on and apologize. But there was... Do you think, as I'm listening to DeCastro apologize for my conversation with Larry Flynt, there was a bit of genius in the apology? Because as you said...
It's a promo.
Exactly right. He wasn't apologizing.
Nope.
He loved every single minute of it.
And he wants you to love it too.
Right. You're right. Think about what he just said. You think about it. Right?
19 seconds long, repeats it all day long.
But
People talking about it, thinking about it. Can't wait to get back to the Jonathan Brandmeier show to find out what the hell's going on.
Exactly. The first thing you said, now you hadn't heard this as long as we haven't heard this since 1984. Okay? And the first thing you said, coming out of your mouth, coming out of Jimmy DeCastro's apology was, apologize for that kind of interview.
Right.
But you don't know what kind of interview it was. He doesn't say Larry Flynt. He doesn't say anything because you're tuning it in and you're going, oh, wow, what the hell?
And you got to give DeCastro credit for that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm listening to it, and you go, well, wait a minute. And, Jim, he's like, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, we'll apologize.
Yeah, we're sure.
Now apologize.
Yeah, okay. We'll apologize.
Endlessly.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Jim DeCastro, General Manager of WLUP Radio. And I would like to apologize on behalf of this station for any embarrassment caused to listeners for what occurred on Jonathan Brandmeier's show on Thursday, October 27th. I can assure you that this kind of interview will never occur again on this radio station.
Larry Flynt, the founder of Hustler Magazine, dead at 78. And you would think, if it were anyone else, we would have been, I would have been fired. You would just go, oh, I don't know.
Slide to the next slide.
I don't know why JB did that. I wasn't even with him on that one. I can
do the news for anybody.
Here's what Buzz did. Yeah, here's what Buzz would do. By the way, whenever there was a trouble situation, here's what Buzz does like this. Here's what Buzz does. I swear to God, he goes like this. He just backs away from the mic. And I know you're doing it. It's so freaking obvious what you do. It's like, hey, Larry Flynt just said dildo. Reagan's getting it with a dildo. All right, Johnny. Hey, Buzz, did you hear that? I like chicken.
At some point, you got to look out for yourself.
You need to hear the history to see the future. The Brandmeier Archives.
Good morning.
God bless our Johnny B, the man that we love. We stand beside him as Buzz guides him through those bits that we're all in need of. From the city to the suburbs to the whole globe on the net.
God bless Brandmeier. He's the best DJ, yes. God bless our Johnny B. He's the man you won't forget.
Email at brandmeiershow@gmail.com. Hey, Johnny, who's that guy yelling at fat people on your show? You know, the portion control guy? Is he on YouTube? Thanks. Nick the Hook, he calls himself. Nick the Hook. This is the guy he's talking about.
Hey, fatty! Did you ever hear of fucking portion control, you fat motherfucker? Portion control! There's 365 fucking days in the year. Okay, you're only fasting fucking a small amount of those days.
Okay, we got that, right? You know who it is, right?
Yeah.
You hated that guy.
I do.
Yeah.
What's his name?
From Healthline.com, the snake diet he's the guy who invented the snake diet. His name is Cole Robinson. I'm going to read exactly what it says. It was invented by the snake diet is a lifestyle centered around prolonged fasting. It was invented by Cole Robinson, who calls himself a fasting coach, but has no qualifications or background in medicine, biology, or nutrition.
He's got some good feelings, though.
Robinson claims that once you reach your goal weight, you can keep cycling in and out of fast, surviving on one meal every 24 to 48 hours. And the Healthline says, keep in mind that many of these claims have not been tested and are scientifically suspect.
Hey, fatty!
There you go. To answer your question there, Nick the Hook, Cole Robinson. Check it out. Okay, it is the Valentine's week. John S. emailed me, Johnny, I know you've had people ask for more Lisa. Yeah, a lot more people like me than you. Wouldn't it be cool if you did a 5-minute thing with your wife, Lisa's love notes to Johnny? Now, I started thinking to myself, she wrote love notes. I'll tell you what there, John S., I'm not going to bring her down, and I certainly don't want her to hear this until it's too late. But I will read one.
She can't hear it.
That's right. Like, wait a minute. You're not saying that about me. Yeah, I am. This is a nice little note she wrote. I would like music with it. I'm going to talk to my finger. My right finger, I'm going to talk to it. Hit this. Johnny, you need to start thinking of someone other than yourself for a change. You keep telling me that I need to make decisions on my own and do things for myself, and when in fact I'm the one making all the sacrifices for this relationship. Relationship's supposed to be 50-50, not 99-1. I keep giving and doing and trying and loving and keeping this thing going, and all you're doing is throwing things from drive into reverse, causing more turmoil than ever around here. You need to come down off your pedestal. Take a few steps back and look at the big picture for once. I'm not going to be happy living in the middle of nowhere by myself. I will tell you that much right now. But I will try my damnedest. This is when I was trying to get her to move to the woods. You see things differently than I do, and it seems you penalize me for doing things for others, and I cannot believe you would say that about me buying those rollerblades just so I could throw it in your face. That was weird, I guess. That seemed odd that she did that. Bought rollerblades. She doesn't even rollerblade. And I said, why are you doing that? She said, it's a waste of money. Cannot believe you would say that about me buying those.
Are you sure she doesn't rollerblade?
No, she doesn't. I've never seen her rollerblade.
A lot of things you haven't seen, though.
Probably. That's what you don't know that much about your lady.
You love her. You love her. Say love her, not lady or wife. Love her.
You don't know if your lover's rollerblading, how are you going to find out? Unless she zips by the window. Or you see her driving her. I don't know. But I didn't think she did, and I thought it was a waste of money. She goes on to say in her love letter, as John requested, love letters from Lisa. Now, you've got it, John, and I'm sorry you did. I'm going to be really sorry you did. I have never done anything for myself without taking everyone in this family into consideration first. And sometimes I don't make the right decision, but don't curse me because I cannot decide if I want a Pepsi or a Coke or iced tea for dinner, or whether I have a taste for chicken or pork at that time, and where I want to go to eat. And most importantly, don't blame this on my family. You were just looking for an excuse for something, and I haven't figured my life out yet.
No?
I'd get going on those rollerblades. Pick it up, honey. I'm sick of trying so damn hard to make things work. I guess love isn't enough for you. I guess it isn't. Love, Lisa.
Why? You got to make up some stuff for that.
Yeah, if you believe I wrote that, you can kiss my ass.
If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a friendly woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. A pretty woman.
A couple more emails. Love the podcast. Thank you. I miss Saturday morning live shows. Will they ever return? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Sign up to keep up. Link about it. We'll let you know. Boom. It'll be like a bat signal. Loon alert. Bingo. We're live. Gots to go live.
That is fun.
I love going live. We will be going live. It's not. Don't worry about it. It's got things to do, fix up, whatever. We'll do it. I'm not going to go on Facebook and this and that. Hey, guess what I did today? I took a crap. Blah, 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 blah. I'd rather talk to you. I want to find out what you're doing. I like to talk to you people, but not in blips. I'm a radio broadcaster. I want to talk to you. You talk back. Then we'll pop up. Link about it. Sign up to keep up. When we go, you'll know. So yes, indeed there, Jimmy boy. We will be live. And this guy says, just watch the Graham Mack YouTube interview. Fantastic stuff. First thing I noticed was the Eddie Abler shirt. Where can I get one of those? Secondly, are you planning on posting your podcast on YouTube now? They are using Zoom. Yes, we will be doing YouTube. We are working on a certified Brandmeier YouTube channel. And the Graham Mack interview, if you don't know, Graham Mack, a really popular personality in the UK, podcast radio. Oh, I forgot to get back to they want to put our show on their podcast network.
Do that.
I know.
Do that.
I got to get some help, man. Graham Mack YouTube interview. He's great.
We can start using English accents and things.
That would be awesome, Buzz. Very good.
Hello. That's all
Buzz.
I can do. Hello.
Yeah, just to ingratiate ourselves into the UK and then talk normal.
The Jonathan Brandmeier Showcast.
Last summer, I had mentioned that I wanted to go to Lobster Fest in Maine, so we have some friends in Philadelphia, and my boyfriend told me we were going to go visit him. Got to Kentucky, he slipped me a roofie. I woke up in Kennebunkport, Maine, to fresh lobster and a bed and breakfast, and it's probably the sweetest thing I've ever had done for me, and I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Smell.
Love the roofies.
Another love story. Love week, baby.
Love it. Give her a roofie and drool on her.
Nice. The nicest thing she ever did.
Right. And there's so many negatives of being dosed by a roofie, you know?
Yeah. So
doesn't have to be that way.
I'm going to have a couple of martinis and some wine. I'm not going to smoke pot, and I'll have a roofie once in a while. Yeah, you're going to need a few of them after that letter.
Here's to the ones that we got. Oh, cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. Memories bring back your...
Leon Spinks. Dead at age 67. Great part of the show. Leon won the Olympic gold medal, then he shocked the boxing world by beating Muhammad Ali to win the heavyweight title in only his 8th pro fight. He beat Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight title. Made a lot of money and then lost it. Traveled around the country looking for work. Worked as a janitor at a YMCA, unloaded McDonald's trucks, worked as a bartender. He was on this show a lot because as he went around the country looking for jobs, getting jobs, losing jobs, that's when we moved in after he lost his bartending job at a place called Joe Vaughn's in Detroit. We thought, well, wait a minute. Chicago, baby, Leon Spinks. Let's get him a job here. And that's where it began.
It is Leon Spinks. Leon Spinks, former heavyweight champion of the world. Leon Spinks. Now, Leon.
Yeah.
No longer working at Jovan's, the bar in which Leon Spinks was a bartender. And Leon, did you think you did a good job as a bartender there?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do you think you could do a good job at a bar here?
Yes.
Would you use this airwave to talk to these people in Chicago and tell them you really want a job here?
Yeah, I really do. I really want a job there.
No, I'm going to leave you alone, Leon. You talk to them for a second. Tell them this is your job application on the air.
This is Leon Spinks. I'm looking for a job, a bartending job in Chicago. I like to wait there. Love to work around people. I enjoy the job because it's around people. I enjoy people, and I'm quite sure you enjoy me. And that's about it.
We're not joking, right?
Right.
Especially if you're looking for a bar to go to, you're going to go to a bar where you know you're going to run into Leon Spinks.
No, come on. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, be waited on by him, too.
Yeah, that's right. But he talks about like third person.
You get beat up by him, and then there's a certain degree of pleasure in that.
Beat up by him, too. Yeah, right.
No doubt. You've got a security, you've got a bodyguard, you've got a bouncer, you've got a bartender, and you've got a former heavyweight champion.
All that rubbed into one person.
Unbelievable.
That's a one big happy package.
You got that right.
Now, I swear I'm going to open a bar just so you can work there. Leon,
yeah.
We will bring you back.
Okay.
We will bring you to Chicago, and you will be there in all your glory in some bar, somewhere, somehow. Believe me, okay?
Okay, I believe you. Okay.
All right, Leon. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yep. They finally took me seriously, and we wanted to help Leon Spinks get a job at Mike Ditka's. We got him that job. Listen.
What we want to tell the people is that Leon does have a job. Leon is going to be part of Chicago.
Yeah, part of Chicago, and been playing at Ditka's. Come on down.
Okay, now, do you know exactly, you met with Jimmy Rittenberg yesterday, do you know exactly what you're going to be doing?
Well, I'll be a hostess and whatnot, hosting, sitting people, talking to people and asking them how the meal is or how their drinks are.
And if it's not good, you'll just slap them.
They slap them down, straighten them up when they stack out the door.
Yeah, and if they don't pay the check, then you beat them there too.
Well, they're no then.
I understand you're going to be doing a photo with the governor.
Yeah, the governor today at 3 o'clock.
Buzz, you think I'm kidding?
No, I don't.
Now listen to this. Tomorrow at 3, the governor, Mike Ditka, Leon Spinks, photo session.
Yeah, coming down.
That's all we said we were going to do is get you a
definitely.
job. And so you're in town.
Oh, yeah.
And you start officially at Ditka's when?
Tomorrow. Tonight.
You start working tonight?
Yeah.
So you're living here but flying in and out of here to do other stuff?
Yes.
Hotline. This could be Mr. R.
Mr. Rittenberg.
Mr.
Rittenberg. Oh, it's Mr. Leon. It's your boss on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy?
Yeah.
He is Leon Spinks. He has no boss. Remember that.
That's right.
He is Leon Spinks. He is his own man.
Let me tell you something. There's not one hell of a lot of ex-heavyweight champions of the world walking around on the earth right now. We're very fortunate to have one of them.
You better believe it. Now, when did Muhammad Ali start working for you? Hey, just kidding, Leon. High five me. Ow. Ow. And Leon, is this guy taking care of you or what?
Oh, yeah, he's taking care of me. Yeah, definitely good care of me.
That's good. If he doesn't, you tell me because I'll crack his skull.
No, then I have to crack your one.
No, I'm out. I bring Leon in. He turns on me. Rittenberg's providing the cash, and he turns on me. Leon, okay. How soon we forget our friends? Okay, Leon, that's great. Okay. I thought Ali won the fight. All right, listen. I joke. Oh, man, Leon. Chill out, will you?
Leon Spinks in studio with us, accepting the job. The governor was there to greet him. Ditka, Chicago Bears were there to greet him. Until we got the call a few months later that said Leon Spinks was sleeping behind the Mater D podium during their busy time, during business hours. And that was the end of his job at Ditka's. Leon Spinks, I'll never forget that. So Jimmy Rittenberg ran Ditka's, and he was like, hey, man, listen to me.
Listen, you got to get down here right now. This is the second night in a row we found Leon sleeping.
Well, that's no problem. Just
wake him up.
No, when people are coming in to get a table, he's the maitre d' sleeping behind the maitre d' podium. You got to get him out of here. He'll listen to you.
So what? I had to call his wife Betty and say, please, maybe this isn't right. And he was a troubled soul, man. He really was.
Leon say, I ain't got nothing to lose. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no teethus. And I definitely ain't got no driver's license.
But bad luck be fucking with him, Jack. Here's a nigga get busted for $1.50
worth of cocaine.
Do you hear me? $1.50
worth of cocaine.
Have you ever seen $1.50 worth of cocaine? $1.50 worth of cocaine melt before you open the paper. Ain't no dealer in America facing life in prison for $1.50 alone. You can't go to his house at 7 in the morning. No matter.
Who is it? Leon. What you want, man? $1.50 worth of cocaine.
Say, nigga, you got to be crazy.
Hey, don't worry about it, bro. I'll pay you tomorrow.
Leon Spinks, a great dude. We loved him, man. Leon Spinks, dead at 67. I wanted my name on his teeth every time he smiled. It'd be Johnny B. Show. Yeah. It'd be awesome. I think that's what
Or
happened.
just a simple JB. JB.
Yeah, just one. He's two. His teeth are in, and he's gone. Leon Spinks. Brandmeier Show at gmail.com. Loon line is 833 Loon line.
Bring me the body of Leon Spinks. I don't care how much it stinks. Bring me the body of Leon Spinks. I'll take it out on the town and buy a round of drinks.
One more voicemail, 833 Loon, Loon line.
Hey, Johnny, you should tell people, man, this is Ronnie from Chicago, man. And Loon line, how do you spell it, goddammit? You didn't say L-U-N-E or L-O-O-N. L-O-O-N.
See what I mean?
L-I-N-E. God dang it. Took me forever to figure it out there, dude. But I'll tell you right now. Johnny, you better stop drinking, man, because check out Craig Beck, B-E-C-K. Craig, C-R-A-I-G, Beck, the stop drinking expert on YouTube. Watch many of his videos. He was a drunk. He lost everything, wife, house, everything. And he got it all back. Now he travels the world. Seminars, 13 per person, 13 allowed per session. $3,000 per person. No wonder he's rich now. And you know what I mean? Because he doesn't drink alcohol. Alcohol is poison. Watch it. Stop. I stopped drinking beer, Johnny, after all those years of drinking. 40 years I drank since 1972. I quit. Just a beer drinker every day. Just beer. I got sick of buying it. You know? You can't quit that shit. It'll kill you. Stop, Johnny. Stop. Get into pot. Oh, it's so much better. Oh, Johnny, I love you, man. Smoke some pot, dude. Peace and pot. Goodbye.
What is this? Where's this come from? I said on the pot when we were talking about, I said this last episode, I said I should start smoking pot, and then I said I really like drinking too much. It's more, it's just more enjoyable. It seems more
sociable. It's more social.
Thank you, Buzz. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Sociable, not just sitting in a room and puffing on something.
Because what happens in that room is everybody gets very high, stops talking, and there's dead silence, and it doesn't matter. Unless, of course, you walk into that room and you're not high, in which case it's like being in a room with a bunch of dead people.
I smoke 2 joints in the AM. I smoke 2 joints at night. I smoke 2 joints in the evening. It makes me feel alright. I smoke 2 joints in time of peace and 2 in time of
and then I smoke 2 more.
Yeah. You know who that was, Bud? That was Richard Cheese singing.
I love Richard Cheese.
The one, the only Richard Cheese, Mark Jonathan Davis, now a movie star with Kristen Wiig in a new movie called Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. It's available wherever you rent movies. And we're going to listen to us talking to him because we Zoomed, we talked, we laughed, we reminisced about my time in Phoenix with him and his original weenies. That's why he gets the Medal of Lundum as the originator of the Wacky Weenie tapes. Let's listen to us talking to him. I love to connect with people on Zoom. It's fun because sometimes you can see them and sometimes you can't. And I like it when you can't.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we do hear you.
I cannot see you, and that's the way we like it.
Listen to your pipes today. They sound beautiful, Richard Cheese.
He's actually here?
No. Well, he's here.
I'm in my shit box.
See that? See that, Buzz? What you've done? You've ruined people's lives with the way you talk about people's homes.
Yeah, I've ruined my own life as well.
He apologized, though, didn't he, Richard?
I heard a lot of apologies. There's a whole thing, this Room Rater, where it's a Twitter account that rates all these people's backgrounds.
Oh,
okay. It's a great Twitter account to follow because they post a picture of the person's room and then they mock it.
What is it
again?
Really
funny.
Oh, that's so unlike social
media. You need to turn
media.
on that lamp. That plant needs to be watered. Your pictures are crooked.
Your house sucks.
It's crazy. The world sucks. That's the bottom line.
But what is social media? I mean, what did you think is going to happen on social media? If you put your picture of your house, you think people are going to go, oh, that Richard Cheese has a nice house. That seems kind of nice. No, nobody's nice on social media. Nobody.
No. And the bottom line is that's why I do not use Zoom or anything. I'm not letting anyone see my house. No. Then they'll just make fun of it.
No, it isn't. And you forget to turn it. How about the lawyer dude who had the cat head on? I mean, come on. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. The lawyers having a trial with a judge on Zoom. Someone, apparently family member, was jacking around with the new Zoom filter where you could, put a cat's head on your own head. And this is the dude.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but
she's fired.
I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.
Yeah, just want to let you know, Your Honor, I am not a cat.
No tail.
Yeah.
No purr.
I'm not a cat. Like, I'm a sentient being as opposed to an animal that has somehow learned how to talk today.
Yeah. Your Honor, I am a cat. I have just learned to speak, and I would like to address the court. What?
I think the judge would immediately say, well, let's dismiss the case and go right to the scientists on this.
Nice one. Yeah.
We've already started. This was supposed to be the test of the Zoom, but now it's actually happening.
There's more than a test. We are definitely happening. But here's what I'm saying. And by the way, you know how I used to tell people, we're going to go on and we're going to start talking. But you know where I learned a trick about just start doing it? It was me, Howard Stern, and Larry Lujak, and we were on the Phil Donahue show.
I have seen that video. I remember that.
It's pretty weird. It's a pretty weird dynamic because we were talking about, with Phil Donahue, we're here talking about how radio disc jockeys influenced the kids of today. And there's all this whole audience filled with a bunch of old ladies and whatever. But I remember, so Stern's sitting here and I'm sitting there and Larry's sitting there. And also there was a guy, Dick Biondi, up there too. Mm-hmm. And so Phil just starts talking, and he's talking to these ladies. What do you think about the music they play? What do you think about these guys? Well, I don't know. And Howard says to me, "What? You know when is this starting?" And I go, "Look at the red light. He's on right now. That dude is on now."
Right.
He just brings you right in, disarms you, and you just start talking.
Yeah, you totally disarmed me. I wasn't ready for any of this.
You really disarmed him, you dipshit.
Yeah. Well, I like knowing because, I haven't even put my pants on. So I wasn't ready.
Once again,
but I'll put them on now.
You don't need them. You don't need them.
You're ready without them.
Don't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, but you know what? I don't want to brag and you're listening, but I did get a really nice letter from Richard Cheese, and it's a personal, heartfelt letter. I'd like to read it to you now, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh, good.
Dear Richard Cheese fan.
Yeah, that's you.
Thank you so much for your support of Richard Cheese and Lounge Against the Machine. I have big news, he says to me.
Yeah.
Richard Cheese makes his acting debut in the hilarious new 2021 comedy movie, Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, starring Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard Cheese fan, watch a preview clip of Richard Cheese singing the original song, I Love Boobies. Visit him on YouTube. We'll announce Big Cheese Energy, the album coming out. The album won't be on Spotify, Apple until March. Pre-order now. Get Big Cheese Energy today at shop.richardcheese.com.
It's hard to read through the tears, isn't it?
Yeah. We just released a bunch of new music videos on our official Richard Cheese YouTube channel, including this fabulous new homage to Las Vegas.
I can't believe you're reading our personal letter publicly like this.
I thought I shouldn't, but I think it's so special that you would take the time to write to me.
Yeah.
That I just...
Yeah.
He goes on to say, we're hoping to return to the stage in the summer of 2021. We'll keep you posted. Just me. He's only going to keep me posted.
That's right. We'll keep you, Jonathan Brandmeier, posted.
Thank you. Please be sure.
I can probably get your name into the mailing list program and then personally mention it. So it's like, so make sure you tune in, Jonathan Brandmeier, because we'll be updating you, Jonathan Brandmeier.
I used to do form letters like that at KZZP. I'd go, I never write people letters, but you blank, Mark Davis.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. You stole that from Steve Martin because Steve Martin used to hand those out to people.
You know what? It definitely could be because at that point, he was like my hero, man. He even called into KZZP with us, right? Yeah, you're right about that. I never realized where that did come. It probably did come from Steve Martin.
Yeah, we all took stuff from Steve Martin because he was the god. He was the template for, you know, comedy and wild, crazy and irony. You know, he was great.
When I saw him, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Hey, thank you for it's great to be here. How many people got to say? Okay, you know, hey, I'm in Wisconsin. Hey, thank you for like the band, Bill, Tom, Jack, hey, Bill, we got nothing to hepatitis. Okay, thank you. It's good time to little bacon. Like to do. I got the gambling jokes for you. Hey, because
I gotta be free.
I gotta be whatever. Okay, it's 7 Davis Jr.
Personal friend of mine.
Okay, now I'd like to do a little dancing for you. Here we go.
Steve Martin. Dancing.
It's impossible to put a Cadillac in your nose. It's just impossible. Okay, now we've got a couple of gambling jokes for you. Okay, the hills rely with the sound of money.
Yeah. Steve Martin, man.
That is Steve Martin, Las Vegas.
That's right.
Let's Get Small album, 1977.
Loved it. Loved it. Do you remember?
I know that album word for word.
Go ahead. Give me another cut.
This loan supervisor goes out on a sprinkler maintenance job.
Oh,
this is a joke for plumbers.
Go ahead.
This loan supervisor goes out on a sprinkler maintenance job, and he starts working on a Finley sprinkler head with a Langstrom 7-inch gangly wrench. Well, just then, the little apprentice leans over and says, "You can't work on a Finley sprinkler head with a Langstrom 7-inch wrench." Well, this infuriates the supervisor, so he gets volume 14 of the Kinsley manual. And he reads to him and says, the Langstrom 7-inch wrench can be used with a Finley sprocket. Just then, the little apprentice leans over and says, "It says sprocket, not socket."
It's my favorite.
I was told that there is a convention of plumbers. So before I came out, I worked up a joke especially for the plumbers.
It says sprocket, not socket.
Were those plumbers supposed to be here this show, or was that...
Did you just do that from memory, really?
Yeah, from memory, for sure. I listened to that album. You know, this is so lame that I'm old and you're old. We're all old. And we have to say things like, we used to only have record players. That was the only form of entertainment. You know, there was no internet. you could only listen to songs on the radio when they came up on the radio. You couldn't just listen to any song you wanted to at any time. We didn't have jukeboxes in our pockets. And back then, if you got a comedy album from Steve Martin, you'd put the record on and listen to it all the time, like over and over and over again, because there was no other way to listen to comedy, you know? Yeah. And I memorized that whole album.
That's right. When you're with me, it's like being at Shakey's Pizza all the time.
That's right. All right. You know what we're doing? If you just joined us, we're doing a salute to Steve Martin with Richard Cheese, the one, the only.
I got chunks of guys like you in my stool.
All right.
Now listen, that's Piscopo doing Sinatra on Saturday Night Live.
That's right.
And that's where I stole the entire Richard Cheese bit, is from the Joe Piscopo record. He put out a single in 1980 called I Love Rock and Roll. And it was a medley of Sinatra singing Joan Jett and Talking Heads and Rolling Stone songs.
Isn't it weird? I can literally see the label. I know what the label looked like. I played it all the time.
And you played it on your show in Phoenix. And that was the first and original inspiration for what I ended up doing as Richard Cheese, literally 18 years later.
That is so
2000.
Weird. That's so weird. Right?
I totally ripped off, my whole career is stealing stuff from people. And I, as a cover act, as doing a cover songs, I'm using other people's songs. And the concept I stole directly from Joe Piscopo and Bill Murray and Rick Moranis on SCTV.
I wouldn't sell yourself like that, because I got to tell you something. You can really sing, and you really can perform, and your trio and your band is fantastic, and the music, you can't even imagine some of the songs you have put to your own style. It's beyond belief. So
some of those songs are absolutely
genius.
Perfect. The way that
Thank you. I'm very lucky. I have really smart, capable musicians, and we arrange the songs in. They know jazz better than anybody. I don't know anything about playing instruments, so they're really good at it. And it's sort of like the thing that I did is I took what Piscopo and Bill Murray did and Rick Moranis did as Tom Monroe on SCTV. Yep. The only difference is that I went and put a band together and went on tour. Yeah. That's the extra step that I took.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the other aspect of it is I say the swear words. And that was sort of the big trick is getting the record label. When I first put this album out, they were like, so what songs do you want to do? And I was like, well, how about Rape Me by Nirvana? That seems like the kind of song that a lounge singer should not sing.
Good idea.
So let's do that one.
I bet Sinatra would nail that.
Right. Exactly. If he knew, if he was alive when those songs came out, he would probably cover some of them.
She could not have been more than 17.
That's Piscopo doing the Sinatra medley, and you're right. I played that a lot, man.
My favorite tune. I knew.
Great arrangement too.
At some point, he seemed to stop being funny.
She would dance with me.
No, but you know what? You did this. You're good, all right by me.
I love rock and roll. Put a dime in the jukebox, baby.
And earlier you said that you received a postcard from me that I took from Steve Martin, that idea. And you're saying, well, wait a minute, this Richard Cheese guy, what's that? He knows you from KZZP. He knows you from, Richard, they used to call the show as many different guys. Maybe you can fill me in more on that. But I remember you called in as Floyd the Barber.
Shove it fine.
I want to shove my job in Floyd.
And, ooh.
I hope he came in with gum in his hair.
Floyd, how are you?
I'm doing okay, but I gotta go cut Howard's hair. And then Goober wants a shave.
I'm telling you, that job gets to you once in a while, doesn't it?
And people, they mess up my magazine.
Ooh.
That is Richard Cheese.
That's so ridiculous. That was me doing an impersonation of Floyd the Barber from the Andy Griffith Show, but I was stealing my impersonation from SCTV.
Second City TV, right.
Because Eugene Levy used to do the Floyd the Barber impression on SCTV.
Isn't that weird?
I would impersonate his impersonation and call your show with it. So I was basically stealing from one guy and lying to you. Like it was all just a big racket.
We should get that cat lawyer in here because I think he sounds like he's on trial right now. You're not on trial. What else did you call in?
I used to do Rosanna impersonation. and I was 15 years old at the time doing these wacky voices.
Yeah.
And then my friend Rick Peaster and I would send in funny songs to you. Yeah. So we would send in wacky tapes. That's what you called them.
Wacky weenies.
Wacky weenie tapes. And we'd send in parodies that we had done of us just singing over the records and putting a microphone on top of the existing song and just singing louder than the existing vocals. And we did Crack Me Up, which is the song you used to play in your Crack Me Up line.
Crack me up, tell me to shut up. Yeah.
To the tune of Whip It by
Whip
Devo.
It. That's right.
Just nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, by the way. And we also did a parody of Don't Let 'Em Go by REO Speedwagon. And it was called Make 'Em Up As You Go.
Make 'Em Up As You Go. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
By Hevo.
And we'd send those in. Hevo, right. That was the name of our band, our fake band.
Right.
And we'd send them in on cassettes and you'd play them on the air, which I don't know if this registers with people, but if you live in Phoenix, Arizona, there's nothing you can do in Phoenix, Arizona to be famous. Except at the time it was mailing in a tape of a song and having Jonathan Brandmeier play it on the radio. And suddenly you were very famous. It was incredible. Like if I had been, I was in high school and when people found out, I became popular because I had been on your radio show.
I think you thought, wait a minute, this Brandmeier dude is just letting anybody on. This is great.
We felt like we had attained an honor to get past, the screening, the detailed screening process, which evidently was just you playing whatever you got. But it sounded to us like you had to earn it, like you had to be good enough to get on the air. And maybe we weren't good enough and you just played everybody, which is fine too.
I don't remember, but I'm thinking my usual mantra is if I'm amused, then I don't care if you are or not. I'm amused. Right. So to me, I would get a tape from you and I'd go, this is so weird that and then you TP'd my house.
Oh yeah, we TP'd your house. We were so obsessed with your show because we were teenagers.
But I don't know why you TP'd my house.
Because, well, it was a sign of love. Because TPing was all the rage back then. Now everyone does opioids.
Yeah.
Well, back then it was TPing people's houses. That was the big
There weren't any drugs back then. They TP'd houses and they liked it.
No, we had followed you from some concert or event that you had done, and you had announced that you were leaving. You were leaving Phoenix and moving to Chicago.
Oh yeah, Fiesta Mall.
We thought, well, let's TP his house.
Right.
And we did. And as we were TPing your house, you guys, your security guys showed up. They had were in a van and they were in the same, in a caravan with you in another car. And they pulled up just as we were getting into our car and they chased us around Scottsdale for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And my friend Rick was driving and he pulled off into a cul-de-sac, shut off his lights, and they drove past us like it was Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Now, here's the weird thing. When you're telling me that story, I'm thinking to myself, we had security. Remember, I had just come from WOKY, Milwaukee. Security? How do people even know me? I don't even understand.
I just remember you had bodyguards because you had become so famous during that last few months, and then you got the big offer to move to WLUP.
Yeah.
And then the whole city was actually pretty
pissed,
sad. We were mad and sad because it was a big deal. And, you left and we were like, okay, who do we got now? And it was Dave Otto. So everything worked out great.
Yeah, everything was fine. When you say it, Richard, I thought there was a guy, I remember a guy, it was announced, I couldn't say it on the air. I was told by the KCCP, the Phalans, Bill Phelan, no longer alive. He said, dude, you're not saying it on the air. Do not say goodbye. Because the deal was I signed my deal with the Loop, and then I was going to leave, whatever it was, the next year. 6 months from that point or whatever it was, I was going to play out my contract all the way to the end. But I am not. But when they said you can't, it leaked, and they said you can't say goodbye. You're going now. I went on stage. I had a free concert at Fiesta Mall,
right?
And you can see that. We'll put that up on YouTube. And I went, and I said goodbye to everybody right there. I said goodbye, and there were boos. And then I went to a bar with all the band afterwards, the Leisure Suits afterwards. A guy grabbed me by the neck and pushed me up against the wall until my bodyguards got him. And he said, you just used us, man. you used us to get to Chicago. Like
the guy,
go ahead.
The guy grabbed you by the neck and said,
"Yeah, you
used us."
You used us.
Wow.
Just to get to Chicago. You just used us to get to Chicago.
I didn't feel that way. I mean, if that's any consolation to you, as a true fan at the time, we just thought it was great for you. We knew that we couldn't keep you in Phoenix forever. Good for you. Good luck. Congratulations. It was a bummer because we really enjoyed listening to the show. But I think that you had been there for 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. So you weren't using us. If you'd been there for 3 months, then that would have been using Phoenix. But you were there for 2 years.
Yeah.
How much? I'm sorry. You said he said you used him, and then did you find out who that was? The guy?
Oh, no, I have no idea. No, it wasn't alone. By the way, there was a lot of sentiment like that.
Huh.
I felt pretty bad about it. I was pretty pissed because I know who leaked it to this day, who leaked it to the press. It was supposed to be very quiet. I was going to just keep doing my show. And then when the time was right, I was going to say it. But I know who leaked it. And Buzz, you could take a guess who leaked it. Who would benefit most from leaking that I'm coming to the Loop in Chicago? Who would benefit most? Yeah, who would benefit? Not Bill Phelan, not KZZP. But listen, why am I talking about me, man?
Good morning, this is Richard Cheese. Won't you listen to me, please? It's the Jonathan Brandmeier Show. Thank you. Good night.
Richard Cheese. Now this is really something, man. You got to be proud. Richard Cheese, the one, the only, submitted for an Oscar for Best Original Song. As the movie man said last week, hey, I can submit for an Oscar. No, you can't.
Everyone can submit.
No, you can't.
No, you really can't. Everyone can submit.
Yeah.
And the exciting news is that literally a couple days ago, they announced the list of songs that are in contention for a nomination. Mm-hmm. And we are not on the list. So it's over. The dream is over. We're not getting nominated.
No. You're a winner.
We were snubbed.
No. You are a winner, mister. You're a winner.
The movie is called Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, and it stars Kristen Wiig, we mentioned this earlier, and she and her co-star, Annie Mumolo, are geniuses. You know, they wrote the movie, and they also write really funny songs. And one of the songs that they wanted me to sing in the movie, I play Richard Cheese in the movie. I play a lounge singer, and they wanted me to sing a wacky song called I Love Boobies. And they wrote, 13, 15 seconds of song. And I took that and wrote another 3 verses of it because it's such a great idea for a song. And I was like, I could make this longer. So I wrote the whole song and I sent it to them. And I didn't hear anything. And then the movie shoot was going to happen in July. This is in July of 2019. So I never heard back from them about how I had made the song longer.
Wait. I'm going to ask them. So they came. Yeah. They know of Richard Cheese, of your performance as Richard Cheese.
I can tell you how they found me.
How do you end up with Kristen Wiig in a movie? I'll tell you that. Go ahead.
It's a good story. So in 2017, January 2017, I was at a birthday party in Hollywood. A friend of mine, big birthday party outdoor at this restaurant. Long table, 20, 30 people all eating, drinking, having fun. It's a Saturday night. And I'm sitting there just talking to a friend of mine. And all of a sudden at the other end of the table, I hear someone say, Richard Cheese, he's right over there. He's at this party. And I don't know what they're talking about. I look over there and somebody has been talking about my music and they've been looking at my videos on their phone. This is at the party. So I go over there and I meet this person and she's like, oh, I love your music. And I don't know if you're into this, but I wrote a screenplay and we needed a lounge singer character for the screenplay. And we looked up lounge singers on the internet and we found you. And so we wrote a part for you in the movie. And I was like, wow, okay, great. And she says, do you think you'd want to do that? I was like, well, of course, and the thing about Hollywood is, I live in Los Angeles. I've lived here for 30 years. Everybody has written a screenplay. Everybody says they've written a screenplay and they're going to have you in the screenplay when they make the movie. Everyone says that, but you don't necessarily believe it.
Right.
But in this case, the woman was Kristen Wiig.
Right.
She's the person who was at this party. And my first reaction was, Kristen Wiig is at this party? Why am I here? This is not the normal party I go to,
Right.
So apparently they had written this part for me in the movie. And this was in 2017 when she told me about this. They had worked on the script. And I never heard from them again. I just assumed it wasn't happening. And then in 2019, I got the call and they said, hey, we're filming this movie. It's going to be in Mexico. You're playing Richard Cheese. Here's your plane ticket. Here's a lot of money. Here's your free hotel. Here's your meals and everything. I mean, they hooked me up.
Wow.
And I was on set for 6 days in Mexico, in Cancun.
Yeah.
And it was really hot, but it was amazing. It was fun and just an incredible experience. And they were the nicest people. Everyone on the crew was nice. Kristen Wiig was nice. Annie Mumolo, her co-star, was nice. Jamie Dornan, the big star from 50 Shades of Grey, he was super nice. Everyone was so nice. It was crazy. What's crazier is that at the party, she said, well, when we wrote the part, we just wanted to be a lounge singer. We were thinking we would have Will Ferrell play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, then you should get Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He's definitely better at this than I am.
No.
He's good, And they were like, no, you're really funny. We'll have you do it. And they did it. I couldn't believe it.
That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah. And that's the wild part is that Will Ferrell is one of the producers of the movie. They had sort of planned on having Will Ferrell just make a cameo in
Right.
this. And I was like, yeah, you should really have him do it. He's very good. I don't know if you've seen his work.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's very good.
Very good.
And she was like, yeah, well, no, we think you'd be funny. I don't know why they wanted me to do it, but they wrote songs that worked for my character. Like they got it and they knew exactly how to make it fit. So I sing 3 different songs in the movie. One of them is the I Love Boobies song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sing another version of that at the breakfast buffet. And then there's another song I sing called, it goes like this. Several of my friends from high school have recently passed. And that's the whole song. And then there's another song I sing. But what they did was this, when I got to the set to sing the song, they said, hey, can you do the long version? And I was like, oh, I didn't even know you got the long version. I sent that to you 3 months ago. So I had to remember it on the set, and I ended up singing it in the movie. And that's the version that is on as a bonus track on the soundtrack album, which comes out this weekend. And I sent it to you, and you should play it right now. Good evening. I'm Richard Cheese. Thank you. Here's a little tune I wrote with my bosom buddies, Barb and Star. What I really, really love as I look around this place are all the sets of boobies, and I want them in my face. Hello, boobies. I love boobies. I love gazongas. I love knockers and chimichangas. I love melons and bonbons and Winnebagos. I'll take a big chest of shirt potatoes, 'cause I love boobs. I love boobies. I love TTs, a couple yabos and dos chi-chis, jumblies and jigglers, fun bags and cans. If you've got a breast, let me give you a hand. Hooters and jugs and galactic probes. This song should win at least 2 Golden Globes, 'cause I love boobs and Irish draperies. I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bunkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs. Isn't that something?
Oh my God. That is an Academy Award. That's it. An Academy Award. That's awesome. Honest to God, Richard Cheese, that is a beautiful little tune.
Isn't that nice? And so when in the movie, I sing about 40 seconds of it.
Yeah.
But that long version, which you, by the way, just world premiered. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That longer version is on the soundtrack album, which is just out this weekend, the Barb and Star soundtrack album. And how crazy is that?
That's wild.
That I started my career on your show in 1982, sending in wacky songs. And now I'm still doing that. So it shows you that the arc of the universe, the moral arc, bends toward justice.
I have to tell you something. When I saw this in Variety, now remember, this isn't an article in some, rag. It's Variety. That's the Showbiz Bible, baby. Richard Cheese sets the tone for the movie with his number framing the movie's wild and adventurous antics. Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, wherever you rent movies. Richard
Johnny,
Cheese.
Buzz, thank you. Johnny, thank you so much for my career. I've said this a million times. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Shut up.
Thank you.
The Swankies Dude and Swank Down, baby. The new film, Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. That's him. That's the man. Mark Jonathan Davis, Richard Cheese. Thanks a lot. We do love you, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you guys so much.
It's the Jonathan Brandmeier Show.
Thank you. Good night.
I love boobs. Thank you.
I gotta go do a thing at a place.
All right, numbnuts. We've reached the end of another edition of the Jonathan Brandmeier Showcast.
Jesus, why? Tell me why!
Check out the brand new limited edition Brandmeier merchandise. Masks, mugs, shirts, collectibles, CDs, and more at BrandmeierShow.com. Just click merch when you get there.
I don't understand you.
When you visit, be sure to sign up for email updates.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And download podcasts on demand so you could listen to Johnny B whenever you want.
Johnny the Monkey.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever podcasts are found. If you want, leave a review.
Hit it, Grandpa.
Follow Johnny B on Facebook at facebook.com/Brandmeier Show.
You are erect, sir.
And leave a voicemail at 833-LOON-LINE for entertaining, not complaining.
I hate to complain, but I have to.
I'm Jimmy Mack, and if you're into Star Wars, check out my show at RebelForceRadio.com for Star Wars news, celebrity interviews, and more.
I can't keep it all in my mind.
Thanks for listening to the Jonathan Brandmeier Showcast.
Bingo!
Rate it, comment, subscribe,
and keep hope alive.
Click.
Adios.